Hello everybody, my name is Sebastian and welcome to CitiesCorp Concept. Today I wanted to show you a little bit of a gameplay video so that you gain a better understanding what is CitiesCorp's concept all about. And at the same time I wanted to provide you with a little bit of an update on the ongoing polishing process. As some of you know, the very first version that has been posted on Greenlight, um, on Steam Greenlight, was certainly very unpolished, pretty ugly, and so the community provided to me the feedback that I should do something about it, and that's how the game started. So today I think the city or the cities in CitiesCorp looks a little bit different, and I really hope you like it. It's still work in progress, and yeah, let's see what happened so far. So first of all, I changed the user interfaces. So as you might see, the menus and everything look a little bit different. Um, I I have implemented a lot of objects into the game, um, like trees, hedges, even fences, and small items like this guys here. At the same time, I started then to work a little bit on the streets, so that the pavements and the street itself looks a little bit different. And as the process is ongoing and it's still not the end of the process, of course, the next step will be to work a little bit on the buildings so that they start to look a little bit different, a little bit better with different textures, etc. Certainly, the biggest part of the work was to work on the user interface. This is because I have migrated technically from 3D based user interface to a 2D user interface, and yeah, during the gameplay you should get a better understanding what is this all about. Again, the buildings, this is the next point to be tackled. The work started already, and it will continue. So, what is CitiesCorp's concept all about? It's about building cities. And to do so, as you probably see, what is different to maybe other city building games is that there is no zoning function. What means that you have to build each and every building on your own, and the idea is that each and every building should be as individual as you would like to have it. So it's more of a sandbox style of building games, and let's simply start to build a building. Let's look for, yeah, this could be a nice area. So or not. Let's look for different somewhere space. Oh, this is a decent neighborhood, so let's do it here. So you see, still there is a little bit of the so-called Z buffering and the textures, but this will be certainly completed at a later point in time and changed. So to build a building, we have this little icon here. Let's reset the building and let's change the roof. So we are coming more or less to a base setup how this building looks like. And as you can see, you can make it, you can drag the building, you can make it higher or lower, and you can rotate also the building like that, right? So let's make it like that, and maybe this guy like that. Okay, so this is the first thing. And with this menu here, you can of course change also how this building should look like. So first of all, maybe doing the roofing a little bit in a different space, the sizes, and let's see which textures, which fancy textures we could find for this building. No, I don't want this. Let's keep it simple for the time being. As mentioned, it's still a work in progress. Let's make it this way, and interestingly, I'm always putting the red colors into it, and let's maybe change the windows. Okay, and it could look something like that. Okay, I think I had a different roof, but yeah, we will change it later. I'm going to change it later. So the building has been set up, and in contrast to other games, you don't have a building dedicated to a specific function. Uh, in this game, you have to allocate the function of the building also individually. So how do you do that? You open the blueprint. Blueprint means more or less a plan how to set up the internal life of this building. And you can allocate different functions. You can allocate apartments, you can allocate offices. These two guys will give you, will generate renting revenues within the city. You can allocate shops, right? Or you can allocate some production lines, so you a factory. As you can see in this building, we have allocated now four functions with with uh, with uh, with specific things that you can do inside. So that means that one building can be shared. Um, Maybe in the beginning where your town is not that big, this function is maybe not that crucial, but at the later stage you will have certainly to share buildings and to see how you can get the best out of it. Moreover, what happens very often in bigger cities, if you want to change the character, for instance, of a city area, usually you have to destroy the buildings. With this function, you can simply reuse the building. So use old buildings that have been, for instance, or that used to be factories, and you can make out of it apartments. So I think this comes pretty close to what we know from reality, and destroying buildings should not happen that often. So for our building, for this building, we will stay simply with apartments, so you can allocate that like that. Or for the fast builders, because you might ask yourself, what does it mean to this 100%? This is for the fast builders, that if you just know you need apartments or offices, you can immediately allocate in the building plan these apartments. So so this building is ready. Now, what is more about it, and this is probably, balls are really a little bit too big, I think. Anyway, so what is new in this game, and probably different to other games, is that you can drag the buildings into the other buildings. What means you can create own shapes of buildings and change the character of the buildings, right? And you do it step by step. So there is a lot of modular building behind that. So like that, for instance. And suddenly you're receiving a completely new building, right? And shall we build something on top? Yeah, why not? So here, so let's add some. Shall we do something like that? Okay, so for those ones of you who are, very, you know, love to try things, a building could look something like that. Okay, let's keep it like that. So we have a building here, and we have put several buildings into each other, and actually you can do it with each and every building in the city. It's this guy has been created like that, this guy. I'm not saying that they're always great results and it's looking fine, but this is at least something to play with. And I'm sometimes very surprised how much sense of aesthetics, or how little sense of aesthetics I do have. So, okay, so this is it. This is our small little building. Now, um, because I thought I should have maybe built it a little bit closer to the street anyway, um, what I'm planning to do is to allocate something like land to this, and this is simply done very easily. I take a hatch, for instance, here, and let's start to do it. By the way, you can do these things as well. You can rotate them and adapt them to the needed position as you would like it. So maybe we will start like that, for instance. So this will be some sort of a wealthier house. So he will have a little bit of more land, more property around it. Okay, let's do it like that. Then maybe along the pavement we could build something like that. So then maybe we'll skip this corner here. Yeah, so again, yeah, something like that. It's not very precise. Okay, let's do something like that. So it's looking already pretty fancy. So then maybe I should put some fences and to it. So as you can see, there's plenty of micromanagement behind it. And during the polishing process, I'm still there will be still something like so let's do it like that. Okay, that's not very precise anyway. And yeah, during the further work, definitely I will put some functions here so that you can create a property, pavements or something like that, or even maybe some parking positions. We will see. This will come with the progress. So let's put some stuff on the property. Mm, okay, this is something like that. What could it be? Ah, yeah. This is there are some. This is always something needed. So those ones of you who have houses, they certainly know what this means. Very important building. So, okay, and in order to note not to have it like very empty, let's put some trees. This maybe. So, yeah, something like that. So, okay. So, this is how building of houses works, or is supposed to work. As mentioned, the polishing of building the buildings continues, so it's work in progress. This is definitely not something that is finished. However, I hope you like the idea. So now coming to economy of the city, because we have now more inhabitants in the city, we should create some jobs for them. And in order to figure out what to do next, we have here this small little button with some people. It's saying labor market. And let's get some informations from the city. So we have a population of 1,500 people. Working population is 977. Their office jobs 798. So those are the rented offices where we are earning some money. Shop and factory jobs just 40, and in total we have 838 jobs. So we have definitely a gap between the working population 977 and 838 jobs, and this creates an unemployment rate of 14.2%. So it's pretty high. Moreover, shop and factories jobs are belonging to you, so you're in charge of these jobs. And certainly looking at the office jobs and shop and factory jobs, at least in my small little city, I am a very bad employer, so I should do something about it. And for this purpose, I'm going to my supermarket. This is actually here. Come on. Yep. So this is already a created supermarket. And as before, I showed you on the blueprint, the same works in a very similar manner here. We have a blueprint, and 44% of the overall building are allocated to a supermarket. Now, if I want to create jobs, I have several options, and because now today I'm selling bread, baguettes, and this roll bread, I am I'm thinking to make out of it a bakery, and the bakery needs also a production site here. So now looking at these guys here, those are departments. Those are ones of you who have ever played capitalism or the capitalism series. You will probably understand the concept of what is the story all about. The blue departments mean it's your purchasing department. So someone is buying from the world market bread. And this department is creating 5 jobs, has an overall stock capacity of 1,757 breads, and at the moment we have 780 breads on stock available. The green department means it's a sales department. So this is actually the part where the people are coming in and buying the bread. And so far it seems to work. And the same here. If you now have a factory, so let's go here, you can open a department like that. If you have a factory, you will get an additional function here that needs producing something. How does it work? So the building has a particular size, and every department has also a particular size, what means that if you start to do something, the size of the department, the overall capacity of the department is influenced also by the overall size of the building, and also the jobs will be created in the city accordingly. So because I have here bread, baguettes, and roll bread, I am thinking to start to produce my own bread. So what I do, I take this department, I allocate a purchasing function to it, and I'm going to the world market. So the world. At the moment, own does not work because we do not produce nothing. So let's go to the world market and see whether we can buy flour. And this is actually already here. So let's buy these goods, and voila, we are buying flour with that, and we have some units here. This is at the moment pretty unbalanced, but this will be certainly done at a later point in time. What I want to say with that is that if you buy flour, you can of course increase your quantities of buying, and you see on the left hand side here how this thing is changing, right? And of course this is the capacities here are done in relation to the size of the building, meaning that if we get a bigger city, this department might be too small, and if this gets too small, we can make the department bigger, or we can move to a completely different building, a bigger building here, and the same size will cover a much more bigger demand. So we are buying bread, we are buying flowers here, flour here. Okay, let's have just 5 jobs. That's okay. Now let's drag another department into it. Let's connect these two guys with each other. And this department here is going to produce something. Voila. And it's turning now into red. And with that, you see that the system immediately has changed to baking bread. Now, of course, out of flour we can do more stuff. These are the options that we have. We can actually produce 3 products. 1, 2, 3, yeah, and then and that is repeating. But let's stay with bread for the moment. Now, once we produce bread, we can set up a new sales department here and tell him to sell something, right? And what should happen? So now it's in the store, it's in the shop, the bread. So it's coming as flour, it's produced in the production, and then it moves to the shop, and here we go, we can sell bread. This works also, we can expand the production, for instance, by producing now also baguettes. So you see a little bit buggy, still a little bit buggy, but this will be changed. Okay, so now we are producing also baguettes, and let's sell these baguettes in the same way here in our shop. So now what started with a small shop now started into to become sort of an imaginary bakery within the game. And you can change, you can drag these things around, and so that you can set up, and so that you can use the space that you have here in the best way you would like to. And finally, last but not least important, you can also allocate, for instance, a sales department also within a bakery. And this means that if you set up other shops in the city, they can start to buy from this actually bakery and from this department. Okay, so we have it, and it's so far okay. So now there is another issue, because we have now our own bread, we have our own baguettes, but we are also buying and selling baguettes and bread from the world market. So maybe we should change here the product. And let's see what we could do. We could do beverages. Let's do some wine. So now this department, you're starting to reuse an existing department to sell wine. And in this context here, for the baguettes, we could replace them with milk. Okay, let's see. So, funny bakery. So here we go. Let's put the beverages here on the side, and this is it. So let's move on. We could extend also the productions now by starting to buy additional things, like for instance sugar. Flour and sugar always fit together, and we could connect these guys together, right? And see what the production could produce for us. And the production could start to produce also things that have something to do with um, with uh, with sugar and flour. So we got toast bread, hamburger, hot dogs. Yeah, let's do the hot dogs. I like hot dogs. And again, we could start to sell them. And it goes like that. It goes. You can start to produce cakes, cookies, and this kind of things. You could be very creative, and oh yeah, this should be a sales department. And if you're a very creative entrepreneur, businessman, you could, start to sell also toilet paper. I don't know. So in general, you're creating jobs. So funnily enough, our small bakery started to create 104 jobs. I don't know whether this goes along with the reality. Um, the balancing will be certainly done, but I think it's okay. And we are making horrible losses, so so this is for the time being, unfortunately, the case. So the building is done, so it's okay. So our shop is already doing a lot of work, and let's see on our unemployment rate. Yeah, it's okay. We have created now more jobs, and the unemployment rate went down from 14% to 7%. So you can establish in the city further jobs, further shops, and create simply additional jobs with that at the moment, because the city is very small. It doesn't make sense to create two big factories, because then we simply do not have the people who could work inside. So you need to expand your city to change it. But of course, at some point in time, you can start to produce cars and the semi products that are used for cars. And I think this will need quite a lot of resources from your side, and a lot of inhabitants. So this is how the economy works in CitiesCorp. Um, you will for maybe one word about shops. So because I have put here other buildings to show you also a little bit, there is some commuting going on between these parts and this parts. And how you can do that is you have some buttons here where you can see what is going on in the city. So for instance, for not used buildings, you can track where are your not used buildings. At the moment, everything is green. That's great. You can see where the apartments, so living areas, and this is actually everything. What is blue, white means that they have some other functions. Where are my offices? They are here and here. Where are my factories? Actually, I have just a bakery here. uh, where do I make profits or losses? I'm making here some losses and here. Happiness, yeah, this will change. This is certainly not the right picture. And this radar thing is something that is telling you about whether this shop is in a range. These buildings are in a range of a shop. So it makes definitely sense to set up here, for instance, a small bakery. Eh, so let's make it like that. It's ugly, I know, but this is all I have at the moment. So let's do this here, and let's establish here also a small shop, for instance. Let's drag two guys. So, and the first one is a purchasing department, and let's see food. Yeah, and we have our bread here already that we are producing in the bakery. We can take this bread and we can start to sell it. Oh yeah, we have hot dogs as well. So, so here we go. Let's make purchasing, and we have here food, breads. Okay, it doesn't show me. Ah, yeah, it is not possible to buy that. Huh. Because, and I tell you why. Because we are in our small bakery here, we do not sell them. So we have to establish here other departments, and this should be sales, and this should be sales as well. So, okay, this should be now there. Okay, so officially, so now we stop to buy from the world market some items. We are producing these items on our own. Ah, yeah, here we go. We have our baguettes. This is the then we start to purchase hot dog buns. Yeah, and these guys. So as you can see, with regards to the economy, oh yeah, let's check quickly whether they have an access. Yes, and now these guys have an access to shopping. So as you can see, we have CitiesCorp has a very extensive economic thing, economic concept behind it, because there are a lot of products to be tried out and to set, and also to produce and redistributed across the town. So this is it, and everything out of that is creating jobs. So just a small correction here, and opening the small bakery, the small shop here, created additional jobs, and so your unemployment goes down. Unemployment rate goes down. Now, what means here unemployment rate? Maybe some few words about that is, if your unemployment rate is too high, people are consuming less. So if they are buying your stuff and you have a high unemployment rate, you risk to go into bankruptcy, to lose money with your companies, because there are too many unemployed people and they don't want to buy that many things. If the unemployment rate is too low, your production facilities stop to produce, because people tend to switch jobs, and that's why your effectiveness in your production goes down. So you need to keep it balanced between people living in the city and jobs that you are creating. This is the basic idea. And of course also the satisfaction, which is at the moment not balanced out. The satisfaction is also driven by the unemployment rate, but also about the consumption things that you are offering, and also the renting prices that you are putting in. So fairly complex, um, and I hope this is what real city mayors need, some challenging things. Let me spend also some words about streets. So the concept of streets in CitiesCorp is a little bit different to what we know. Um, there are no streets that you put them and they are built. You are not deciding 2, 3 lanes, and they are then pre-designed streets that you're connecting with each other. In CitiesCorp, there is a very simple concept of one-way lanes that you are putting simply together. and this is forming the street network in this game. So attaching it, attaching a road to it can look something like that, right? And you can go then also in the other direction in the same manner. So I'm using this small little um, lines here to, you know, to be precise, to have a precise attachment to that. And here we go. So we have a street that goes into both directions. And what is specific about this game is that it's up to you how many lanes you would like to have. Um, it's not predefined by the system. We are, I think, running out of space here. So uh, it's up to you whether you want to have 2 lanes into one direction, 5 lanes into the other direction. If you want to have just a one-way street or whatever, it's absolutely up to you how to decide how to define the street network and how to design everything. So you can see here also in that. So for instance, there are 3 lanes into one direction, 1 lane back, but this goes into 3 lanes. Out of it, 2 lanes go out. So I think this is a very flexible system that should help the player to design the streets as he needs to have them, rather than what the system is capable to do. Yeah, so this is it. Let's try here, maybe a small street. So it it gets a little bit different. Um, yeah, let's do something like that. Looks funny. Okay. On top of that, because now we have pretty little traffic um, in the city, this is because most of the jobs are allocated here and very little jobs here. Of course, we could change that, but we have now too little people to go there. But in any case, I'm going to show you that what you can do is, with an increasing traffic impact, and probably I will record another video on that matter, but to show you just here, you can also influence the streets by putting signs on them. I think this is pretty unique in city building, where you can decide what, how, or how cars should behave on intersections. Um, and this can be done like that. For instance, I'm saying these guys go first and these guys wait, right? And maybe hopefully there will be some cars that will simply come. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, they will miss each other. So in any case, this car would have to wait. Oh yeah, he is actually waiting. um, you can also go further and say, okay, if this intersection becomes too busy, you can change this intersection to lightning, right? So with lightning and influences here, the lightning phases, uh, you could light phases. You could influence how long can particular sides of the intersection go, and who has to wait longer or not. Yeah. So this is it. This will come with more traffic when the city grows. I mean, we have 1,500 inhabitants, so we should not expect too much. But of course, if the city will grow, and I hope I will, after this recording, I will play a little bit. Maybe we will create more traffic, and then in the next video, you will see what does it mean in particular. yeah, well, this is it for the moment. This is all I wanted to show you. If you have some comments, leave them. If you like it, push the like button. And definitely, if you like it, please go to Steam, vote for the game, so that sooner or later it can be available for purchasing. For the time being, for I'm going to keep further. I'm going to polish further details in the game, so that in some point in time all the aspects will be finished, and yeah, the game is playable. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching, and have a nice day.